Sustainable supply chains and thriving communities are reshaping the perception of palm oil, which is encouraging much needed transparency. More and more, we see that the rhetoric around palm oil is shifting from a free from palm approach to a new sourcing pattern that supports palm oil produced responsibly. UK import figures for 2018 showed that only 77% of all palm oil was certified by the Roundtable on Sustainable Palm Oil as either mass balance or segregated. In a proactive response to this, UK retailers have made a commitment to ensure all of the palm oil they source will be certified as segregated by January 2021. Furthermore, the UK has joined 7 European countries that signed the Amsterdam Declaration on Deforestation and the Amsterdam Declaration on Sustainable Palm Oil. At DAABON, we are hugely encouraged by the latest commitments from the UK and EU market, and we are open to creating synergies within the industry to help them to achieve their targets. For many years, the DAABON Group has been committed to demonstrating that there is another way to produce palm, in harmony with the environment and with the people. DAABON has been working to the highest standards that reach above and beyond those being expected now. We have never planted in peat. We do not burn the fields to clear them before replanting. We do everything we can to protect the environment of one of the most biodiverse countries in the world, and we work hand in hand with our local communities to protect the people who live and breathe beside us. Now we're going to tell you a bit more about DAABON and our operations. Please get in touch with any questions you have. We look forward to discussing the issue further with you. First, we'd like to give you an introduction to DAABON and who we are, then explain our philosophy and working practices. Based in Santa Marta, in the northwestern Caribbean corner of Colombia, DAABON has had organic and sustainable production methods at its core since being formed in 1914 by the Davila family that still owns it today. For more than a century, we have treated our land with the utmost respect, and we now grow palm, bananas and avocados on more than 20,000 hectares, which are either owned by us or the smallholders who supply us. The founder of DAABON Group, Don Alberto Davila, built a business with the ethos that it should not only be profitable for its owners, but also benefit the people and the environment around it. He gave the business the beliefs and principles it lives by to this day, and the quote you see here is from his son, Manuel Davila, who represents the 3rd generation of the family at the helm. Manuel is as committed as his predecessors to protecting the organic mountain of Santa Marta and the soil in which we grow our products. Our underpinning brand promise is that we will provide better ingredients, achieving more. We fully understand the responsibility we have to our people and the planet, and constantly strive to enhance the real value we deliver to the environment, our communities, partners, customers and the future generations. Over the years, DAABON has increasingly sought to own the major parts of its supply chain, to the extent that we now are fully integrated from our own farms, through the extraction and refinery facilities, the fractionation process, soap and oil production, and onward into the shipping and commercial networks overseas. From soil to market, we have control of our operational practices, and that in turn gives ultimate confidence to our customers. We own 3 farms in the Santa Marta region, in Magdalena, Cesar Guajira and Santander. We also own 3 mills in the same regions. We own 4 refineries, including the largest refinery in Latin America. A 5th facility for fractionation will be built and operational by the end of 2020. Our state-of-the-art in-house laboratory is constantly monitoring product quality and complies with all UK and EU requirements. We have commercial offices in the USA, Germany, Japan, Australia and the UK, which gives DAABON a presence on 5 continents. And we own a refinery in Australia and a soap bar factory in Scotland. All of our farms, mills and other facilities are accredited by RSPO, POIG and the Rainforest Alliance, among many other accrediting bodies. So, as well as constantly monitoring ourselves, we're also being monitored and assessed continuously by numerous independent international bodies. The integrated supply chain we talked about earlier allows us to offer our UK and Ireland clients a door-to-door service. DAABON UK Limited has a head office in Kingston upon Thames in southwest London and 2 storage and distribution depots in Norfolk and in Liverpool. DAABON UK was primarily founded to work with its parent company's well-established customer base in the UK and Ireland, at a time when strong customer relationships are paramount as the industry gets ready for Brexit. All of the palm oil we supply to UK customers is from a single origin, Colombia, and we supply palm oil and its derivatives to customers including food manufacturers, animal feed ingredient manufacturers, the cosmetic industry and wholesalers. Back in Colombia, our Sustainability Director Felipe Guerrero has the responsibility of overseeing all of the group's operations and processes to ensure that we maintain the highest possible standards. The way we operate at DAABON has created what we think of as our own circular economy. The vast majority of everything we use is recycled and reused, having passed through one or other of our integrated processes. So, from the palm oil plantation, the fruit goes to the extraction facilities where we extract the oil. The surplus water goes to the Clean Development Project, and whatever else is left goes to the composting plant or cattle ranch. The Clean Development Project produces energy that is pumped back into the plantations and extraction facilities, while the composting plant and cattle ranch produce fertile soil and manure that is used again in the plantations. All of these byproducts are also put to good use in the conservation areas, and help us to maintain the perfect ecological balance in our production processes to enable the local flora and fauna to thrive. It's a continuous and beautiful circle. With climate change being the biggest challenge facing the planet, we want to work towards a transparent and effective carbon strategy, resulting in a supply chain that today has zero emissions. Two of the major issues that have led to palm oil from some countries being seen as unsustainable are planting in peat and burning the fields. Neither of those things happen at DAABON, nor are they practiced in Colombia. We nevertheless have an exhaustive monitoring program in place across our catchment area, which ensures that all of our production and extraction mills, as well as the practices of the smallholders who supply us, are fully compliant with every international safety and sustainability standard. The ongoing deforestation and threat to biodiversity caused by bad practice in palm oil production in some parts of the world accounts in great part for the bad reputation that palm oil has. DAABON has a commitment to zero deforestation and a strict policy to protect our homeland and its local habitat. The Santa Marta region is flanked by the Sierra Nevada mountains, one of the most biodiverse regions in the world. In this area, rainforest and snow-capped mountain peaks are only a few miles apart, and birdwatchers love the region for its many endemic species of birds. To sustain the natural richness of our region, we are always conscious of preventing loss of flora and fauna in our areas of operation. Our region is home to more than 400 bird species, hence its popularity amongst birdwatchers. Santa Marta is also home to more than 150 types of mammal. We love our homeland, and we recognise our responsibility to preserve it. Water is the most precious resource to humanity and to the natural environment. We are therefore putting every effort into ensuring that we do not pollute local waterways and to reduce and recycle almost all of the water we use. Where our plantations border waterways, we maintain buffer zones of a minimum of 30 metres. In addition, we have set aside or restored more than 10% of our land to create wildlife corridors, which allow animals to roam through our plantations undisturbed. In particularly sensitive zones, we have set aside more than 40%. We are also conscious to ensure that our agricultural practices do not upset the natural balance of ecosystems. Therefore, our organic pest management program uses only species which are naturally occurring in the region. We want to leave a positive footprint on the planet, closing the loop between the resources we use and the crops we produce. We reuse and recycle virtually everything, producing our own compost from agricultural waste and cattle manure. Because we own our mills, refineries and bulk terminals, we are able to control every aspect of our operation and its resource use, and we do not allow any step in this chain to compromise our commitment to sustainability and social responsibility. Another key part of our commitment to sustainability is a facility we built in Santa Marta in 2011 to recapture and recycle clean methane. To date, it has produced more than 8 million kilowatts of clean methane, which powers the DAABON operation and also allows us to redistribute power to the Colombian national grid, another project that has given something useful back to our local community. The three pillars of our philosophy are inclusion, respect and equality, because we recognise the platform we have to change the way people act and think. We are against land grabbing and displacement, which is sadly a practice used by irresponsible producers elsewhere in the world. On the contrary, we see it as our role not just to guarantee a job to our employees, but to create a sense of belonging to our community, a feeling of responsibility for the local environment, and a desire to protect nature. We currently have just short of 2,000 permanent employees, and right from the start, we have paid fair wages and treated people with the respect they deserve. Las Alianzas is a good example of our work. In collaboration with the Colombian government, we gave hundreds of smallholders the opportunity and means to successfully produce palm oil for the international market, helping them to move away from the unsustainable crops they had been growing during years of war in the country. It has changed the lives of their families forever. DAABON is conscious about our responsibility to contribute towards the achievement of the United Nations SDGs. We are fully committed to eliminating poverty, improving the quality of education, ensuring affordable, clean energy, supporting communities, encouraging responsible consumption and production, climate action, and ensuring people live in harmony with the land. With regard to risk management, the group has adopted a 13-step due diligence process that goes right back to source. Until we are 100% sure, no land will be accepted as suitable to grow product that would enter our supply chain. In addition to that, we avoid high conservation value areas, and for each of our extraction mills, we have mapped our catchment area. This is a project funded by World Bank and carried out by ProForest. To support all of this work, we use the latest monitoring technology. We're a long way down the line with this process. Nowadays, it is extremely rare that we find ourselves solving an issue. We believe in interacting with other stakeholders to listen and then act. DAABON is one of the founder members of the Palm Oil Innovation Group in the UK. We also work closely with the Ethica Palm Oil Working Group, which brings together significant players in the UK oil market and provides a pre-competitive space for companies and industry associations to achieve a shared goal of a secure, resilient and sustainable supply. We also work with Sustainable Palm Oil Choice, a Dutch organisation that is driving market change towards United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. We have around 60 different accreditations as a group, including every one that has any relevance to production and supply of sustainable palm oil. That means 60 audits a year, or around 5 a month, and in addition to that we are audited by retailers, manufacturers and other stakeholders who want to assess our business. That's fine by us. No one can ever say we are not constantly on our toes. At DAABON, we have the highest standard of sustainable accreditation available. We strive for consistent high quality and customer service. We have a fully integrated door-to-door supply chain. And we're more than ready to serve the UK and help it fulfil its sourcing goals of switching to 100% sustainable oil certified as segregated or identity preserved by 2021. We invite you to join our palm oil journey for the greater good. Thank you for watching our presentation. We hope we have illustrated that there is another way.